Ben Shapiro, in this short clip, proves that he knows absolutely nothing about Democratic politics, but probably politics in general as well. Watch.
The left primarying people, the Justice Democrats primarying people and winning. It's why when President Trump suggests that Joe Biden is going to be a vehicle for the radical left, he's right. I mean, I don't see Biden as providing any sort of serious obstacle to the radical left if the radical left really starts to push. You saw this with Nancy Pelosi, too. Last year, there was that bit of a dust-up between Pelosi and the squad, and that immediately was curtailed, and the squad basically took control of a lot of the agenda items in the Democratic Party. Pelosi's moved radically to the left, even over the course of the last 18 months.
Citation needed, Squeaky Benjamin. How do you just assert something like that? How do you just assert something like that? Well, you know, the squad has taken over the Democratic Party, and, you know, Pelosi's capitulated, and Pelosi has moved far left. I wish. I mean, the fact of the matter is, and you guys all know this, on policy issue after policy issue, Nancy Pelosi has given Trump whatever Trump wants, even more than what he wants. The military budget. The final military budgets over the past few years, they all gave more to Trump than what Trump originally asked for. Is that the squad taking over the party? Is that the left taking over the party? Do we already have control? Listen, in the long run, I hope we can get there. And I think it's possible that in the long run we do get there. But right now, do we control the party? When you give Donald Trump a gargantuan, bloated, imperialist military budget, I don't think so. How about when Pelosi and the Democrats increased Trump's spying powers? Is that standing up to Trump? Is that the left taking over the party? I remember covering the story not too long ago of Democrats and Republicans working together to pass more Wall Street deregulation. Is that the left won? And the party's now, you know, Pelosi is now listening to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez and Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib. Again, I wish that was the case. Now, we're slowly starting to creep and take over, but we're still, I mean, are you kidding me? We don't even have a sub-caucus within the Progressive Caucus. We don't even have a Justice Democrats caucus yet. You know, how many people either who are Justice Democrats or are endorsed by similar groups are there in D.C.? Maybe 12, 15, something like that? Not bad, especially because we started all this just after 2016. But Ben Shapiro, I wish I lived in the world that Ben Shapiro was making up in his head. I wish I did. Because that would be glorious. Nancy Pelosi, to her core, is a neoliberal corporatist. Listen, our number one issue on the left, and I think this is fair to say, maybe you'd have mild disagreements here and there, but like, it's Medicare for all. It's certainly one of our top 3 issues, okay? I think it's probably the number one issue. We can't even get a vote in a Democratic House. We can't even get a vote on Medicare for all. We can't even get a vote on Medicare for all. So, what happened, Ben? I thought that, you know, squad has taken over and Pelosi's moved far left, bro. It's just not true. It's just not true. Like, for the love of God, it's fine that we have ideological disagreements, but don't botch even the facts. Like, you can state the facts and then we could have a disagreement on our interpretation of those facts. But he's just botching the facts. He's just botching the facts. And even at the beginning, he said, well, Trump is right that Biden is a vehicle for the far left. The guy wrote the crime bill. The guy voted for the Iraq war. The guy repeatedly proposed cutting Social Security and Medicare with his Republican colleagues. The guy brags about reaching across the aisle. His entire career, Joe Biden was basically a moderate Republican. But now, oh no, Trump is right that Biden is a vehicle for the far left. Yeah, that's it. Antifa Joe Biden. Marxist Joe Biden. You nailed it, Ben. It's all so lazy. Like, these arguments are so lazy. They're not thought through. They're not sophisticated. It's just like path of least resistance, right-wing drivel that you'd get on, Fox News or One America News Network of, hey, we're in a general election now. What should we say? The Democrats are so far left. Forget all the evidence and the data and the facts and the reality. I'm going to say the Democrats are far left, because I think they're far left. They're not. I wish. And by the way, if the people I want to take over did take over, Ben Shapiro and his ilk would be wiped out in various election cycles subsequently. Why do I say that? Because if I was in charge, we would be pushing nonstop for Medicare for all, a living wage, free college, ending the wars, universal basic income. This is what we'd be pushing for. Now, by the way, in the same clip, Ben Shapiro goes on, you didn't see this part, but he goes on to talk about cancel culture, of course, because this is what they revert to. What they do is they go to a topic where they know they have an advantage in terms of public perception. So yes, the public is generally, they don't like cancel culture. They don't like, social media mobs being overly woke and trying to censor everybody. Like, that's a pretty common position. But there's a reason why Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, and all these characters, everything goes back to cancel culture. Because what they want to do, what he wants to do, is caricature the left as all overly woke, petty, censorious, authoritarian children. And if he does that, if he successfully caricatures the left like that, well, then he doesn't even really need to provide a counter argument for, like, left economic issues, because the idea is, if you're on the left, that's what it means to be on the left, to be overly woke and censorious and pro-cancel culture. So it's a way to and it's kind of clever. You shift the debate in a stealth way. You shift the debate onto grounds where your position is more popular. Now, here's the problem with what he's doing. In terms of a left-wing policy agenda, if the left takes over, nobody is proposing the I'm pro-cancel culture act of 2020. That's not a thing. Nobody is proposing, I say we repeal the First Amendment. That's what I think. I'm anti-free speech. The only person who wants to do that is Trump, because he wants to ban flag burning, which is against the First Amendment. But nobody's going to focus on these issues if the left takes over. If the left takes over, we will be fighting for getting everybody health care in a freaking pandemic. We will be fighting for getting everybody $2,000 a month as universal basic income. We'll be fighting for making sure people could stay in their homes. This is what we'll be fighting for. So they can caricature the left all they want as, oh my God, pro-cancel culture, unserious authoritarians. Fine, caricature them all day long. As long as you guys, the real left, hone in on the most important issues that face everybody, which are economic issues and healthcare issues, then we win. You understand? And also, it behooves you, don't become that caricature of the left. Don't become so overly mired in the culture war that you can't see straight and you no longer even focus on the things that matter to everybody. Okay? So, as long as you have a left which is dedicated to improving everybody's life, as long as you have a left that focuses like a laser on solidarity, on class, on living wages, on universal basic income, on healthcare, on education, we can't lose on that front. Now, by the way, is this me saying that social issues don't matter? No. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. And I do think social issues are crucially important. My only point is, you don't need to become the stereotype or the caricature that the right has of you, where it's petty authoritarianism and censoriousness. It's overly woke. You don't need to do that. And insofar as we focus on the stuff where we have the built-in advantage, like every economic issue and healthcare issue, then we're going to win. We're going to win in the long run. But no, unfortunately, Benjamin, we ain't there yet. It's not the left's party yet. It is still a neoliberal corporate party. We still have a situation where it's the Republican Party and the Diet Republican Party in this country. And all you have at this moment is to pretend like the Diet Republican Party is like the Marxist Party, which says a hell of a lot about you and nothing about the current state of affairs in this country.